Hey friends, it's Erica. Welcome back to my channel. Today I have a scrapbook process video for you for the Doodlebug Design Creative Team. Going to be creating a 12 by 12 scrapbook layout using the beautiful Lots of Love collection. And then I also pulled out my We Are Memory Keepers Envelope Punch Board. I know they changed their name to Makers and not Keepers, but I am so used to saying keepers that it's going to take me a while to get used to makers. But I have this punch board that I've had for years, and I think it is probably the first set of punch boards that they came out with ever. So I've had it forever and ever, and I keep it out so that I can see it. I love tools. I love to buy tools, and I love to use tools. So I love to try to keep them out to where I can see them so I don't forget about them. I do use this punch board often. I love to create little mini envelopes. So I thought that's what I would do with today's layout. So that was where my inspiration came from at first, was to just use this punch board in some way. I decided to go with two different envelopes, two different sizes. So I picked two different pattern papers that I wanted to use, cut them to the paper size I needed, and then created these mini envelopes. Just going through this machine, this tool is very, very easy to use. It has the list there on the board of the size paper that you need for the size envelope that you want to make. You just tells you the score line, so you just line it up and then score it, and then you turn the paper, match up the score lines, punch, and then score again all the way around until you do all four sides. And then they have this corner rounder on the other side that you can round the edges. So that's what I'm doing here. Once I have that all done, I'm going to fold up the score lines and then run my bone folder over that so that it's nice and crisp. And then I'm going to pull in my sewing machine and then add some stitching to the layout. For one of the envelopes, the smaller one, it was the polka dot paper, and on the other side was the borders paper. And I guess I could have just left it as is, but I wanted to add a different pattern paper to cover up the borders. So I'm choosing this floral paper, and I'm going to just trace it and then trim it out. At first I wanted to use that pink paper on the other side, and then when I glued it down, I glued the pink down so you can see the floral, but it's totally okay. It worked out just fine. So I am going to pull in my sewing machine and then add some stitching to the layout, or not to the layout, but to the envelopes. And this is going to add some interest and texture to these mini envelopes, and I love how it turned out. So I'm going to do both of the envelopes. And then for my layout base, I have a piece of white cardstock trimmed down to 10 3/4 by 10 3/4. Gonna pull out some pink cardstock here from this pack of rainbow Doodlebug cardstock that I absolutely love. And then I'm going to trim that down to 11 by 11. And then I'm going to run those two layers through my sewing machine to add some stitching detail all around that. And I just think it just looks just finished up, and I love the texture of it. Even though it's a messy stitch line, I just love the way that it looks. So once I get that ran through the sewing machine to add that stitching detail, I'm going to mat those two layers onto the 12 by 12 plaid Germine cardstock from Doodlebug Design. I love their plaids so much, and I think they are a great piece to add as the final layer on your 12 by 12 scrapbook layout. So there are the two layers. The lily white cardstock from Doodlebug, and then that pink cardstock from Doodlebug as well. Going to adhere them together, making sure not to put any adhesive at the very edge, because I know I'm going to run that through my sewing machine. And I'm just using my favorite tape runner from Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L. I love that tape runner so much. Here is my sewing machine. Ran it through, and something was wrong with the machine. I don't know if my bobbin wasn't threaded right or what was going on, but after I had stitched, I realized that my zigzag details in the corner were way off. Like, it was not the way it was supposed to look. So I just left it as is. I wasn't going to redo it, but I did have to rethread everything and get it to work properly. It's not working good, but the stitching zigzag detail on the layout is just a little messy, but that's okay. I'm okay with it. Okay, so I'm going to adhere these two envelopes to my layout. I have the red one stuck down directly to the layout with that adhesive from Scrapbook Adhesives by 3L. And then the smaller envelope is popped up on a thick foam adhesive, just to pop it up from the page and pop it up off of that red envelope. I have two photos here of Liam with his heart-shaped donut. He loves Valentine's. He loves February. and he has been dying to decorate for Valentine's Day. So Halloween is our absolute favorite, and February is our second favorite. So we love all things love and Valentine's in February. So we do all the heart-shaped things. So when Dunkin' comes out with their heart-shaped donuts, we have to go get them. It's just a thing, and it's just a thing that he loves to do. He loves Dunkin' anyway, and when he can get his sprinkle donut in a heart shape, it just makes it even better. So I always make sure to get a photo of him with his heart-shaped donuts. And this is from last year, so I need to do his photos from this year as well. So I just got it matted on to some pattern paper, and I'm going to end up changing this in a little bit, and you'll see. I have it in a photo strip now, but you'll see it trimmed down into 2 photos here in just a little bit. And in the smaller envelope, I knew that I wanted to do a journal spot. So I have that little note card there from the, I believe, Bits and Pieces pack from the Lots of Love collection that I will add my journaling to. So now I'm just going to go through all of the embellishments and try to just figure out where I want things to go. I'm going to place some florals and around the page. And just because it's a boy layout doesn't mean I can't add florals or pink or anything like that. So you're going to see lots of florals. And then some different icons. I do want to make sure that I add some donuts because there is a donut in that photo and it's all about his donuts. So I do want to make sure that I get some donuts added to this as well. I have a little banner up at the top that says The Sweet Life that I will embellish around that as well. And just try to get all these things placed down. And then I will add a chit chat title piece that says Sweetheart with a little heart, string of hearts underneath. So I did like the way the photo strip looked, and like as I'm doing it and I can see it back now, I do really like it, but for some reason when I was creating it, it was just giving me a hard time as far as where I wanted my embellishments to go. So I decided to just pull it off, remove the piece that I matted it on and cut it into 2 different photos, mat it again, and then I have 2 separate photos inside the envelope, and you'll see that here in just a minute. I don't know why I was just having a hard time with it in a photo strip inside the envelope. But like when I look at it right here, I think it looks just fine. And I almost kind of like it better this way than how it ended up. But either way, it's done and I'm not going to go back and redo it. I'm happy with it. And it just sometimes happens this way. So here I am cutting up the photo, going to mat them again and then get them adhered into that larger envelope. And then go through and start to stick all of the embellishments down. And I believe I just have the photos adhered directly to the envelope. I don't think I have them popped up on foam adhesive. If I do, I have the one on the right popped up. I can't remember if I ended up removing it or just leaving them with adhesive, just regular adhesive. I'm thinking I left them both with just regular adhesive stuck down to the layout and didn't pop anything up. So I'm going to get them stuck down in the envelope. I'm going to add a tab to the top of one of them, and it's just one of the tabs from the Lots of Love collection, and it says happy, and I have it there on the left photo. Kind of embellish to the left of this photo. Going to pull that one out and put a darker one that I had just a half of, and then add some leaves in there. And then I'll get those stuck down. Then I'm going to go in and add some tiny hearts around the page. That is where I'm going to put my journaling on that little piece of notebook paper journaling spot. And I have those 2 hearts there at the top. I'm going to type up the journaling on my computer, cut it into strips, and then adhere it down with some wet adhesive. Then I have that little donut die cut, and then I put a little donut sticker there at the bottom of the page, and then that chit chat piece that says Sweetheart for my title. I love how it turned out. Let me know which way you liked better. Do you like it with the 1 photo strip or the 2? Sorry, that was Liam coming in to see when I was coming to bed. So just let me know down below if you like the 2 photos the way I have them in the end, or if you liked the single photo strip, how the layout started. Let me know which one you like better. I'm not going to change it. I'm going to leave it as is, but I would like to know what you think about it. So I have my photo strips here. I'm going to get them glued down, and then I will glue the tiny heart that I have up at the top by the banner, glue that down, and then that pretty much finishes it up. I did add in some of the floral sprinkles from the collection as well, just to add in a little piece of something shiny and different around the page. And I just have like 3 of them scattered around the layout, and then that finishes it up. I do have some still shots for you guys at the end to have a look at, and then also you can head on over to the Doodlebug Design blog to see the photos even closer, to see all the little detail shots around the layout. Make sure that you head on over to the Doodlebug Design Instagram, Facebook page, and blog. Follow everything so you can stay up to date on all of the amazing collections and inspiration. And thank you guys so much for watching. If you're new here, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. And I will see you guys next time. Have a great day. Bye.